Humans and other organisms change the environment when they obtain food, eliminate waste, and prepare places to live. Because Earth is like an island, life is limited to the resources that are here. Humans affect regional and global environments through three major activities: agriculture, particularly monoculture, which is the cultivation of a single crop; development of cities and suburbs, including conversion of farmland and destruction of habitats for other organisms; and industrial growth, which consumes energy and emits pollutants. In economic terms, ecosystems are providers of goods and services. Healthy ecosystems produce or replace renewable resources. Humans must be careful about the use of non-renewable resources, such as fossil fuels, which cannot be replaced. Sustainable development provides for human needs while preserving the ecosystems that provide renewable resources.
How is soil important and how do we protect it? Healthy soil supports both agriculture and forestry. The mineral and nutrient-rich portion of soil is called topsoil. Good topsoil absorbs and retains moisture yet allows water to drain. Soil erosion. Soil erosion is the removal of soil by water of one, and it is often worse when land is plowed and left barren between plantings. In some dry climates, a combination of farming, overgrazing, and climate change can use a process called desertification, which happens when farmland is turned into desert. Deforestation. Deforestation, which is the loss of forests, can lead to soil erosion. Soil use and sustainability. It is possible to minimize soil erosion through careful management of both agriculture and forestry. Leaving roots and stem, contour-plowing, and terracing, and crop rotations are some way to limit erosion. Water pollution. The primary sources of water pollution are industrial and agricultural chemicals, residential sewage, and non-point sources. A pollutant is a harmful material that can enter to the biosphere. Biological magnifications occur if a pollutant collects in body tissues. Primary producers pick up a pollutant from the environment. Herbivores study those producers concentrate and store the compound. Pollutant concentration in herbivores might be more than 10 times the level in producers. When carnivores eat herbivores, the compound is still further concentrated. Thus, the pollution concentration increases at higher tropic levels. Air pollution. Common forms of air pollution include smoke, acid rain, greenhouse gases, and particulates. Smog. Smog is a gray-brown haze formed by chemical reactions among pollutants released into the air. Acid rain. Airborne acids such as nitric and sulfuric acid can drift for many kilometers before falling as acid rain. Greenhouse gases. Burning fossil fuels and forests releases stored carbon into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas.
The sum of all the genetic diversity among all the organisms in the biosphere is called biodiversity. There are three general types of biodiversity. Ecosystem diversity, that is the variety of habitats, communities, and ecological processes in the biosphere. The species diversity, that is the number of different species in an area or in the biosphere. And the genetic diversity, that is the total of all genetic information carried in living things. Biodiversity benefits humans through its contribution to medicine and agriculture and through the provision of ecological goods and services. Threats to diversity. Human activities threaten biodiversity. Development splits ecosystem into pieces, resulting in habitat fragmentation. The smaller the pieces of habitat, the less likely that the species in the habitat can survive. Pollution and climate change. Conserving biodiversity. Conservation efforts are focused on three things. Protecting single species is a focus of groups such as the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, which oversees species survival plans. Protecting habitats and ecosystems is the main thrust of global efforts. Biologists are particularly concerned about ecological hotspots, which are places where significant numbers of habitats and species are in immediate danger of extinction. And considering local interests, is part of developing plans to replace harmful activities with ones that conserve environments and biodiversity.
The ecological footprint of an individual or a population is the amount of land and water needed to provide resources, absorb waste, and render the waste harmless. Through this stage, we saw three cases that illustrate three steps of ecology in actions. The first step is to recognize the change in the environment. The second, to determine the cause of that change. And the third, to change behavior to have a positive impact. The first case study is the atmospheric ozone. The ozone gas blocks ultraviolet radiation. So, the layer blocks us from the ultraviolet radiation. And the ozone layer is an area of relatively high concentrations of ozone in the atmosphere, between 20 and 50 kilometers above Earth's surface. In the 1970s, a hole in the ozone layer was observed, so the regulation reduced the CFC's use and the hole may be slowly disappearing. The second case study is the North Atlantic fisheries. The trouble is that the commercial fish catches have declined in recent years, and the cause is the overfishing. But some regulations close some fishes grounds to allow fish stocks to replenish, and in the meantime, the aquaculture. The aquaculture is the farming of fish and other aquatic organisms in food, and also this can provide food for the people. The case study 3 is the climate change. The global warming is the rise in the biosphere average temperature, and this has occurred. The physical evidence includes the rising of sea levels due to the melting ice, and the biological evidence includes the temperature behavior related to the behavior in other organisms. But the solution is to use less fossil fuels that will reduce the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Now, I'm going to tell you some factors that will affect the future of the biosphere. The first is the